Hi, this is Amanda Flake. I'm a global director on Tyler and Chantel Flake's team. And I have my coach, Robin Roberts, on with me today. And we are going to train today about the 8 C's of building trust and why this is important to building your business and how you will have much better luck and be able to build a much bigger clientele if you can learn how to build relationships where people learn to trust you. So I'm going to let Robin introduce herself and get going on it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robin Roberts. I'm an executive director, and I started health coaching in January and just absolutely love helping people. I just love looking for that client that just needs our help. And like Amanda talked about, we're going to be talking about the 8 pillars of how to build trust with our clients. And the first one is clarity. People trust what is clear. When we state the facts to our clients, there is no room for them to question their results. For example, when we state that they're going to lose 2 to 5 pounds the first 2 weeks and 1 to 2 pounds every week after, they know going into the program what the results will be. And when they lose more, they'll be so much more happy. And there's a quote that I love by Brian Tracy. People with clear written goals accomplish far more in a shorter period of time than people without them could ever imagine. The second pillar that we're going to talk about is compassion. There's one reason why everyone loves Mom. She cares about others. By keeping eye contact and holding one conversation at a time for effective listening, we show compassion. One example to me has been Mindy Sumption. Every time I talk to her, she is focused on me 100%. And then she always asks questions back to me. Amanda has also been teaching us about the feel, felt, found method that they learned in Sundance. Use this criteria of I understand how you feel, this is how I felt, and this is what I found. You will find that you are intentionally having a meaningful conversation. The funny thing is that I found that I need to be more intentional with my family. I've gotten so caught up in health coaching, and because of technology, I find that I'm trying to have more than one conversation at a time. And I'm not being as effective and compassionate to those that I love most. And there's always room for improvement. 3 is character. Do what's right, not what's easy. Think of George Washington. As a health coach, when we say we're going to do something for a client, for instance, call them on a certain day, email them information, no matter what, you need to do that for them. The picture that it paints for that client is that they have the best health coach that would do anything for them. They will love the program even more and will be more willing to give referrals. The 4th item is competency. You don't want just anyone to do your root canal. You want someone who will do it well. The ability to do something successful can not only be done through our own success in our weight loss journey, but by plugging into our weekly trainings and becoming certified, guiding our clients down the path of optimal health. These tools help build our abilities to be successful. We cannot be a health coach just because we have done the program. We have to put time into learning and building our knowledge in our business. Our mentors and business leaders are successful, and they have left footprints for us to follow, and we just have to do it. And we are duplicatable. Now I'll turn the time over to Amanda for the rest of them.
Yeah, I loved the things that Robin says, and to be honest, she's the best example of everything that she's been talking about. Her clients just love her because she's so reliable and consistent with them, and she really cares about them and kind of goes the extra mile to put that cherry on top that Dr. A is always talking about, the lagniappe, or as he calls it, the lagniappe. Ron Hendry's from the South, and he says it's definitely the lagniappe. So I'm going to talk about the next 4 things. So the first 4 that we talked about were clarity, compassion, character, and competency. And Amber and Jared especially are always talking about how important it is to master your craft. That's part of competency. But we're really lucky where we don't have to go to school for 4 years to become a dietitian or anything like that. One of the easiest ways that we can become competent is just by plugging into this call and learning a little bit at a time, or maybe spending a few minutes a day either in Discover Your Optimal Health or some of the other books. That's a great way to get an education, especially the calls. It's just so easy. But really mastering your craft and learning from other coaches is so important. Okay, the next C is contribution. So I want you to stop and think about what you contribute to your clients' health journeys. What are you doing that ensures that they are going to have the biggest chance for success? And one of the things that I've learned about contribution is that when you contribute to somebody's success, that people will learn to trust you because your clients will have good results. If you are not contributing to their journey and you have a whole bunch of clients who fall off around week 3 because nobody calls them, then you're probably not going to be able to get more clients. So it's really important to contribute to their health journey. There are a couple of things that I thought I would mention that people have done that I've kind of made mental notes of. One person at Sundance said that when she checks in with people during the week, that she asks them what they have going on that week, if there are any social events or anything like that that are going to be tricky for them to navigate. And they make a plan, and then she writes down that event and actually puts it in her phone. And then before that event, she sends them a little text that says, good luck at your bridal shower. You know, I know that you're going to have it's going to be so easy. We made that plan. Good luck. You know, just something like that. And those are small ways that you can contribute. I know Robin has a daily text circle with like a motivational quote, and she has her clients even like looking for motivational quotes, and they will send them to each other. So little things like that are ways that you can contribute. The next one is commitment. So there are a couple of ways that you can look at your commitment. And one is your commitment to health coaching. So stop and think about, are you committed to being a health coach? Or is this something that you're just trying out? And if you become really committed to this idea that you are a health coach and you are going to help people, then it really doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Another one is, how committed are you to your clients? Are you willing to be consistent? Just like Robin said, you know, are you committed to seeing them through on their journey? So one thing that I wanted to talk about is sometimes you'll have periods in your life where things are extra busy, especially if you have a lot of kids or something else that you're really committed to. And, you know, you might need to pull back for a little bit and not do as much client acquisition, or maybe not do as many projects or presentations or whatever. But the commitment to your clients always needs to be there. So no matter what, make sure that you're calling them every week or emailing them if you can't call, just so that they know that they can rely on you. The next one is connection. Connection, I love that was one of the C's that we learned about, because that's what we call, you know, making connections. So I just wanted to, you know, afterwards, if you're thinking of these C's, maybe we can go through and have people tell about the different ways that they have used these different C's in their business. But making real connections with people is a great way to build your clientele. And just, you know, widening your circle and really making people feel like they're part of your life and that you care about them and that you're their friends. In the article, one thing that they pointed out is that people actually like to buy from and be around their friends. So I want you to swap that word out with salesperson and think about, do you like to be around or to buy from a salesperson? And maybe, you know, it's not a no in every case, but I thought that it was interesting that they specifically said that people like to buy from their friends. So how do you treat people? Do you treat everyone that you meet like that you're their best friend? In place. I have a sister-in-law who is just amazing at this. Her name is Stephanie, and we actually have made a joke of it in our family because she makes everyone feel like her best friend from the moment that they talk to her, and it's always in funny situations. But we went into a grocery store, and we were buying ice cream cones from the deli, and she was sitting there paying, and the next thing I knew, the cashier was just like, oh, wow, that's really amazing that your kids are just doing this. And it was like somehow in 2 minutes, she had forged such a strong connection that the cashier was then telling her about something in her own personal life. And so maybe that's something that if you don't feel like you make those connections quite as well, then just work on that. Not in a business sense at all. Just take interest in somebody and try to make that kind of a connection so that you feel like you are friends fast. So that's kind of something that we can all work on. And then the last one, we've kind of talked about it all the way throughout all of these principles, but it's just consistency. And we talked about being consistent as a health coach with our clients, how important that is to call them every week, but also just stop and think about, if you really want to make your business successful, how consistent are you being on a daily basis to make sure that that is going to happen? And I have to say, it's probably the one thing that I feel like I've done. Even when I've been tired or busy, I don't always, I have different times when I'm able to push a lot more if I have a goal or to put more time into it. But I have tried to just put at least about 1 hour a day in. When my kids are at school, when my son is at kindergarten, I always at least put that 1 hour a day in. And it's the whole secret. Honestly, I was almost surprised when I went global because I felt like I hadn't worked as hard as I should have to earn that. But I thought, over the last 2 years, all I did was put in 1 to 2 hours a day, just, about every day. And it doesn't even need to be that. Stop and think about what you can do consistently, and you'll start to get consistent results. So if you only have, let's say you only have 10 minutes a day or 15 minutes a day, whatever. Chantel, as my mentor, she taught me to make a list before that time. So if you have 15 minutes a day, don't spend that 15 minutes a day making your list, or you're going to use all of your work time just getting ready. But before your kids wake up, or the night before, or anything like that, or just keep a running list as you go of what your action steps need to be that day. Who do you need to follow up with? Who can you call? Maybe it's your client support or whatever it is. What are you going to do in that power hour, or the power 15 minutes, or the 2 hours that you have? And if you learn to do that, to consistently make a list and check off the things that you need to do, first of all, you'll see results. And second, you'll probably never wonder what you need to be doing next. That was something else that I learned from Chantel when she went presidential. She was telling me that she followed up with her coaches who wanted to go ED on a daily basis. And I said, well, what kinds of things did you give them? What kind of action steps did you give them to help them be successful? And she said, you know what, I didn't even really need to give them action steps. If they were in action, they had things that they needed to do that day. I was just there for accountability so that they would say, okay, so I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so, so I need to follow up with these 2 people. Or, they were always just kind of doing things like that. So I really recommend, especially since it's kind of the beginning of the month, if you print out your structural tension chart and go to your group, your coaching group, and go to the client acquisition files and pick some of those things that you can put on your calendar right now at the beginning of the month. Some ideas that you can put on your calendar are to have a healthy happy hour with like fall desserts. I know some of my coaches on my team are doing that tonight. Cheesecake, gingerbread, chocolate pumpkin muffins, whatever, made out of shake cakes. There are a lot of things you can do. You can have a healthy happy hour with, fall desserts. You can do a healthy eating webinar. You can do a webinar based on Brain Over Binge. Lydia just put a short one together, that's 17 minutes, that anybody who wants to watch that and use those principles could do that. Or you can talk to the coaches on your team if you're a mentor and see what they're going to get on their calendars. So especially put the training this Thursday, if you're in Utah, or you can watch the recording of that. If don't plan on the recording, but if you're out of state, we'll try to record that. And then December 6th, there's an event in Utah. I know, when is the next? There's one in Salt Lake. I think it's November 18th or 19th. I just saw it today, so I didn't make note of it. There's one in Salt Lake. And then just watch your groups. There's one in Southern California with Kim Fisk tonight. There's one in Arizona tomorrow with Doug Wood. They're always events. So just put those on there well in advance talk to everyone on your team as much as you can to get there. And honestly, those consistent things will really help you. So we have 5 minutes left in our call before our Tuesday 20 is up. And so I'm going to list off these C's again. And I want everybody, when I name one, that you have a good example of, either of yourself or one of your coaches. Think of stories or examples. So the 8 C's, the 8 pillars of trust are clarity, compassion, character, competency, contribution, commitment, connection, and consistency. So I'll post those in the groups as well. But let's see, if you want to unmute yourself, I would love to hear from some of you.
Amanda, I have something I'll say before, and everybody hop off mute. I would love to hear from you all, but oh my goodness, is that not the secrets of success right there? Like, I love how simple that was. You guys, Amanda is a very successful coach. Robin is a very successful coach. They basically spilled the beans on what it takes to be a successful coach. I think that if I had to pick like the most important one to be successful long-term is, I would probably say consistency. Like Amanda said, it is it is simple being a health coach, but it's just something we have to commit to and actually become consistent in income producing activities. At Sundance, we learned kind of a 80-20 rule. 80% actually talking to people, producing client acquisition, and then 20% supporting. And that 20% is so important so that we get those referrals and that those clients know that we love them and that we're supporting them. But 80%, if we're spending all of our time on that, then we're not growing our business. Kind of depends on your goals, but the 80%, spending it on your important time, writing that list and coming up with things, and talk to your mentor, because they have done this before. They know if A plus B is going to equal C, or if that's going to equal D, or whatever. They're going to help you to be able to show you that this will help you get to your goal. So I love that. Thank you so much for that training. Seriously, that was the best.
Okay, does anybody else have anything that they want to contribute? If not, then we will just go ahead and end this portion of our call a couple of minutes early, and we'll go straight to questions. So